like we're going to have a battle with people or anything, but it's comparing and contrasting voice acting versus on camera and stage acting. The idea being that to most people, the whole idea of anime voice acting is quite mysterious and unknown. And people are more familiar with other kinds of acting, and this is the first question always for this panel. Who has worked on a play at some point in their lives? In any capacity, you've worked on a play. There you go, almost everyone. So see, that's the point. And now we will illustrate for you through our incredible information that we are sharing with you how these things are similar and how they are different. Anyway, I'm Tiffany.
25 minutes.
Thank you. And these fabulous
when I get
people
tired.
who introduce us. Probably. I mean, if you want to know who we are or anything.
By all means.
Actors, yes. Go ahead. Who are you? Yes, go ahead.
Hello. Yes, I'm Bill Rogers, and you know me as the voice of Brock in Pokemon. I'm also Thomas Iguchi in Gravitation, and Tanaka Soichiro in Genshiken, which, by the way, there's Genshiken Volume 2, Season 2 is being released. Yay, happy. Look. In the world of video games, I've worked on Bullet Witch, Smash Brothers, and a series of M&M's games. You can read more about all my fun adventures in my bio in the book, because it's boring and you probably sleep through it. But that's me in a nutshell. But yes, I have also done stage and film work, so we will be able to talk about that. And Michelle.
There we go. That would be or
Nobody
not.
was giving it feedback. Oh, okay.
Arigato, Kim. I'm Michelle Knotz. Hello. I work on Pokemon as well with Brock. I mean Bill. I play Jessie and May, and I was the Pokemon trainer in Squirtle and a bunch of different other Pokemon in the Super Smash Brothers Brawl video game. Ogiwe Chika in Genshiken.
By the way,
Which by the way, Volume 2, Season 2 is coming out.
I've heard.
In stores now. And vast other roles. Kujibiki Unbalanced and the World of Naraway and the third. Yeah. And other stuff. Yes. That's me. Next.
I had an autograph session earlier, and somebody brought me a Pokemon thing that they wanted me to sign, and I said, I can sign this for you, but I never worked on Pokemon at all. And they were very disappointed. So I hope that whoever it was, they found you.
I think there's a rumor in the program book that you're a Pokemon master.
You know what? There's so many different websites that list shows that I've theoretically been in that I've never even been in, and quite honestly, barely even watched. So there you go. I'm Tiffany Grant, and I've worked on a lot of anime. I started out doing theater. I've done some on-camera work, so we will share all of our knowledges with you.
Hello. Chris Cason. Yeah, I don't look like that.
Leave this here, actually, so I can watch it. Don't want anybody to come by and just grab it.
20 years, I'm a ADR director and writer and voice actor, and worked on things like Shin-Chan and Full Metal Alchemist and Soul Eater, and I've done some video games too, and I've done stage work and a little bit of on-camera work. And see. Thank you.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. I will mention stage training, yes.
Yes, because we always end everything with antique. I'm Wendy Powell. I also work for Funimation. I've been on same shows as Chris pretty much. One Piece, Full Metal Alchemist, Claymore, Trinity Blood. And I love the theater. I'm in it all the time, so I like that. When I have the time to do it, I enjoy that very much. So as we said, we will share our knowledges with you on this.
Wow, that's even more knowledge.
This is just lots of issues. I don't know. I'm just going to keep ours down.
That's cool.
Awesome.
And see.
And see.
You have to do this. This is the first thing that we're teaching you about. You should make notes about it.
First thing.
And vitally important.
Well, glad you guys all showed up.
So, to start off with, do people have questions or just want us to share our vast knowledges with you? Oh, Tim's playing with his buttons.
Tim, stop playing back there.
Okay, well, I'll jump into something. Most people, as we determined, have worked somehow on a play in some capacity in their lives. And the main thing about acting, I guess, that transcends any sort of medium that you're working in is that you're communicating with other people. So whether you're doing a radio commercial for some crappy car lot, or you're working on a Shakespearean play, you're still trying to communicate some message to your audience. So there's that commonality of theme. And I've always felt like stage acting has a lot in common with voice acting. I think it's very physical, even though you never see us doing all of those crazy things that we do. But we're all very physical in the booth, I would assume.
Yeah, sometimes when you get told to stop being physical in the booth.
Yes.
Yes, when they go, are you moving in there? There's a problem.
Yeah, you have to wear quiet clothes, so not so much chiffon or a lot of rattly jewelry or anything like that in the studio. So that can be an issue, but it's very. Do you find yourself like acting out whatever your character is doing in the anime?
Yes. I'm afraid of the microphone, don't you know? I find that especially with Pokemon, because I do a lot of the creatures in that as well, that when you're like little furry things that are jumping around and causing problems, you have a tendency of getting into it, flailing around a lot. You have to make sure that you don't hit the mic stand or the microphone or the walls, or I take off all like watches and jewelry and anything else and keys and change out of the pockets and everything, and I have to take off all my necklaces because I'm from the Italian family in New Jersey, so I got all the gold chains going, and then I had to hang up my corduroy bell bottoms because you can't, when you're running in place, you get the swish 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 noise. It's just really bad.
Okay, so does everybody do this? When we have to do, oh crap. All those
Throw pretzels?
pretzels, it's a great sound effect. No, when you're running in the booth, okay, we have to do all those sounds, not just the voice acting with the words and the lines and the talking. We have to do all those crazy sounds and stuff. So when you see the characters running on screen and they're making those heavy breathing sounds, and I'm always doing this like
Yes.
Except it's not like running in place because you can't pick up your feet because then the microphone will be going.
It's the knee wiggle.
Because I do this ridiculous looking thing. I've been practicing skiing.
The Tiffany shimmy.
Yeah, because you have to do that thing like you're running and it's really hard, and no matter how long you've been running, your character will always be breathing very heavily. Even if they're just running for a moment. These anime characters are not in very good physical condition. Any other embarrassing moves that people would like to demonstrate? Because that was very embarrassing.
Yeah, let's show us
Embarrassing moves.
Show me your moves.
No. I don't know. I can't think of any embarrassing moves. I was going to, I guess, mention the difference between stage acting and voice acting is, especially for anime and dubbing, is that you're by yourself.
Yes.
When you're on stage, you get to interact with other people, and you get to wear fancy costumes and everything. But when you're in a booth, you're by yourself. It's just you and the director or the engineer, and if you're like one of the last people going and the other people are in there, then you kind of have something else to work off of because you hear the other voice actors. But if you're the first person going on the episode that you're working on, you're like by yourself. And maybe you'll have like the M&Es in it. Well, we call it music and effects. So you hear the music and the sound effects so you can kind of get the mood of what's going on. But if there's no other voices in there, then you're working off nothing. So you have to have really good acting skills.
There's the voices in your head.
You listen to the voices in your head. Yes.
Stage work is very much an actor's medium, and voice work is very much a director's medium in that you could do 7 takes and like the 3rd one, and if he likes the 5th one, then guess which one's going in? The 5th one! So he has the ultimate he or she has the ultimate control and decision. But
Yeah.
with stage work, it's very interactive, and you can feed off of the energy of the crowd. Whereas, as you said earlier, like 5 seconds earlier, when you're in a booth or a studio by yourself, you rely so heavily on the director. He's kind of your seeing eye dog because unlike any